The migrants who were sent to Martha's Vineyard in 2022 by Florida Governor Ron DeSantis can sue the private company that brought them there. Let's talk about it. How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about the 50 or so migrants from Venezuela who were sent to Martha's Vineyard in 2022 by Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, and I think also Texas Governor Greg Abbott. They are able to sue the company who brought them there. Now, this is really interesting, Martha's Vineyard. I thought that all were welcome and nobody's illegal, nobody's a migrant, all this and that and the third, but we got lawyer action, and as soon as they arrived, they were kicked off the island right away. Now, before we get into anything else, the decision came from a federal judge in Boston, and I think this has been the case that's been happening for the past 2 years. A lot of back and forth with lawyers trying to figure out how to seek legal action against the company that brought them to the island. Now, I don't know who exactly is suing. Is it a non-governmental organization, an NGO, just trying to grip some money? Is it the migrants themselves? Is it, I don't know, but let's get into a few things. Remember the time. This is 2022. We got migrants on the island, and you got all the white liberals just looking on, talking about you all are welcome, all this and that. But within 24 to 48 hours, they were deported to a military base. I'm talking about almost immediately. And there was a big backlash talking about, why did you send them here? This is a political stunt. Well, wait a minute. Wait. You guys have all these unoccupied buildings on Martha's Vineyard. This is a vacation spot. So why can't you house all these migrants? You want us, the regular normies in the cities, to house the migrants, like in Boston and in the state of Massachusetts, where you have a right to shelter law. You want us to house them, but you can't do that. In Martha's Vineyard, you have all the money and the resources. I guess as long as it's not in your backyard, then it's totally fine. But that's one picture. Now look at this. This is on Politico, and I'm going to show you two articles to give you a timeline, okay? So this one says, Florida governors put focus on migrants with Martha's Vineyard transport. And the subhead says, let me get rid of that right there. The subhead says, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis flew dozens of migrants to the island as Texas governor sent 2 buses to Washington. Now, the date on this is September the 15th, 2022. And this picture was taken September the 14th, 2022. Now, here's another article. Same thing, Politico. Again, it says migrants who arrived in Martha's Vineyard moved to Cape Cod. Now, what does that mean? They were sent to a military base, okay? And this is September the 16th, 2022. As I said, within 24 to 48 hours, they were off the island and on the military base, as you see right here. This is on Al Jazeera. They're giving you a little bit of the real information rather than, oh, they were moved to Cape Cod, just a different place. No, they were sent to a military base. Look at this. White House condemns transfer of 50 Venezuelan migrants to wealthy U.S. island as quote unquote cruel stunt by Republicans. Why is it cruel? You got sent to a beautiful place. Why is that cruel? If somebody sent me on a free trip to Martha's Vineyard, I wouldn't say it's cruel. Maybe or maybe I don't want to go, but it wouldn't be cruel. Okay, I don't see what the problem is. It's cruel for the rich people that live there who would love to have you house migrants in your home, who would love to have you have migrants in your community from anywhere in the world, but they don't want it in their backyard. Okay, a bunch of hypocrite NIMBYs is what I say. Now, before I go any further into it, let's get into the actual news clip. If you want to see anything I'm talking about right now, links, as always, will be in the description. If you're on IG, visit the link in the bio, go to the corresponding article on the website. And before we get to the video, this picture right here, I had to put in my slideshow. This was perfect. This was the white liberals as the migrants are leaving. And you see the subtitles here. That feeling when your dreams of deporting immigrants off the island becomes reality. And she's all, you know, just loving it. And everybody's waving, bye, migrants. You've been here for about 24 hours and you got on their nerves. Have fun at the military base and go back to your country of origin. That's pretty much how that goes. Now, let's get into the actual news clip here. Let's go ahead and roll it.
Right now, migrants left at Martha's Vineyard a couple of years ago now have the right to sue the company that brought them there.
The flights were organized by Governor DeSantis. 8 on your side's Chloe Sparks joins us live with the latest on this case. Good morning, Chloe.
Good morning, guys. A federal judge in Boston just gave the migrants at Martha's Vineyard the right to take legal action against Verital Systems. That's the company that flew them from San Antonio to Martha's Vineyard. For now,
I want to know the grounds upon which the company can be sued, because all they're doing is executing the contract. Okay, you want me to take these guys from point A to point B. All right, cool. Job is done. So where's my legal liability in all of this? I have nothing to do with it. If anything, you could sue the states, but maybe that might be a tall task. So you want to go after the little guy as a way to try and end around punish Ron DeSantis. Okay, look at DeSantis. He's the reason why this company is getting sued. That might be what that is. All right. You want to find somebody to punish because you can't punish those who you really want to punish.
Now, Governor DeSantis will not face legal action for his involvement in transporting dozens of migrants from Texas to Martha's Vineyard.
It is not defensible for a superpower to not have any control over the territory of its country.
In 2022, about 50 primarily Venezuelan migrants were told they were just a flight away from work and housing opportunities. For thousands of dollars per flight, partially funded by the state, the migrants got on a Verital plane in San Antonio to take them to Massachusetts. They argue the promised opportunities were not there, and most people weren't expecting them at Martha's Vineyard.
Venezuela, it's difficult to live there. That's why not just me, but thousands of Venezuelans looked for a way out of the country.
Man, look, everybody got a sob story, and that's fine, but check it out. You can't just do whatever you want to do whenever you want to do it, okay? I got a sob story, too. That'll mean I can go to your country and just behave however I want, do whatever I want. Okay, I'll break into your house in Venezuela because I had a hard life in the USA. That's not how that works. I'm not trying to hear your sob story at all.
Country, in search of a future more than anything, to be honest.
The court says they see no legitimate purpose for rounding up highly vulnerable individuals on false pretenses and publicly injecting them into a divisive national debate.
Look, the debate is already there. Them being here at all, them coming to the border at all, they're part of the debate. So it is what it is. The reality is that the people on Martha's Vineyard did not want them, but they say it's okay for us to have them. That's the bottom line. And they're trying to jump through hoops of logistics in their brain to rationalize it and make it make sense to us without being seen as a hypocrite.
The governor helped organize the migrant flights, but a Boston judge ruled the charter flight company would be at fault. The governor's office says all of their flights were conducted lawfully. They will remain out of this case unless the migrants' lawyers bring the state back into it. And a civil rights lawyer says that this ruling helps send the message that private companies can be held accountable for helping rogue state actors violate
rogue state actors,
the rights of vulnerable people.
How, like, what rights are being violated? Look, you come into America, you want to be in America. Okay, you're here. All right, now go to this beautiful, rich place with plenty of resources, empty places, shelter. What's the problem? So it's not inhumane to have them just languish away at the border in Texas. That's not inhumane. That's totally fine. But to go to a rich place, that's somehow inhumane. It's bogus. It's totally bogus. And I want to see if this was a federal judge. Federal judge in Boston is the one that made the decision that the private company can be sued for bringing the migrants to the island. Now, as I close, I want to say this. Obviously, the decision from the judge is BS, is bogus, because they're just doing their job, point A to point B. And if you want to try to sue DeSantis or to a greater extent Greg Abbott for sending migrants to D.C. or wherever you send them, if you want to do that, then, I mean, I just don't understand, because migrants always fly all over the country and it's never a problem. It's only a problem when they got sent to this specific place because of who lives there. Anybody with a brain can see it. And I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? What's your take on what happened here? Do you think that it makes sense to sue the private company for sending the migrants to Martha's Vineyard? How about trying to sue Ron DeSantis, state of Florida, Greg Abbott, state of Texas, whatever your thoughts are? Let me know in the comments below. You guys know where I'm at. This whole thing is ridiculous. A bunch of NIMBYs that are still butthurt over the whole kerfuffle. Look, you got them out of there in 24 to 48 hours. What's the problem? What is the problem? Like, maybe you don't want it to happen again. You're trying to just prevent it from, you're trying to stop future occurrences. You're trying to get in front of it. That's kind of what it seems like to me. It's funny how you can go through all this legal wrangling to keep migrants off of your island. But when I say build a wall and no more sanctuary cities and states, I'm the racist. Make that make sense. Whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.